In this video, guys, I'm gonna tell you a little story about a freelancer from Russia who is trying to build up his career on Upwork.com, and we are starting right now. This is a short video about the freelancer from Russia. So right now we are filming and making this video shoot in Miami, Florida, 15th of December 2019. It's pretty warm outside. In spite of that, it's complete winter, and during the nighttime it's really cold. It is about like 9 or 10 degrees, but during the daytime it's pretty cool. As you can see, guys, it looks like almost summer in here. So his name is Comrade A. We started talking there on YouTube, so discussing different things related to freelancing and stuff like that, and here is his story. I'm a freshly baked freelancer. Your videos are such an inspiration for me. I use them as a guidance for my future freelancing career and as a call to action. Now I've just developed a company and planning to pull some work out of Upwork. I've been doing programming for such a long period of time, already since 1997. Unfortunately, my experience is a little bit one-directional, all around web programming, not too bad. But in spite of all, I'm planning to continue doing the same thing the same way. You do business in the United States, but I'm more interested in freelancing. I'm interested in your experience in running contracts, negotiations, and stuff like that. I'm planning to go for WordPress. I think that's not gonna take a long time to gain some experience in HTML, JS, CSS, Git, and so on, in order to handle the WordPress and to do something with it. I'm interested in web apps, mobile development, and high-load apps languages: Python, Ruby, Rust, Go, C++, Objective-C, Swift, and Kotlin. Such a long list, dudes. For me, I'm performing self-educational activities. I'm learning PHP, JS, and CSS. Also, I'm taking free HTML classes. I get myself busy with WordPress templates and making them work. I know that you get knowledge and experience when you do practical tasks, not theoretical. So this is the case of this guy. Actually, according to the provided information, that's the way he has described everything, what's going on with him. He's pretty educated, you know, but like all this conversation was taking place in Russian. I'm translating it to English because I decided that most of the time all these freelancing videos, they are gonna go to my freelancing channel, not the Russian one, because as you can see, so those guys who are watching the same video on Russian channel, so you can read it only with subtitles on it. So this is the way I'm doing it right now. Maybe the playlist like freelancing and software development on Russian channel, maybe like in the future, if I gain no results out of it, so I may stop that playlist at all, and that playlist is going to be available only on the English-speaking channel. So let's go quickly through the list of the questions that Comrade A has provided. The first question is, what can I expect working as a freelancer in Russia? What my possible income might be? This is quite an interesting question, and I would say this is the sharp one, because working, you know, you guys, you need to understand, working as a freelancer, freelancing is not the job. Freelancing is the way how you get the job. The thing is that doing freelancing or doing something on your own, so it's kind of risky. It means that like 1 month you can have nothing, and the next month you can get yourself overloaded with different tasks, inquiries, and contracts. This is what's going on with me all the time. That's why I decided to, you know, to segregate and diversificate all these things and activities that I'm performing right now into different streams. Because, you know, once in a while, like if you do programming, project, and then gone, you know, and then the next month you have no projects. and but you need money to live. You need to spend, money to spend it on yourself, on your family, and stuff like that. That's why expectations are really, really important. I would say doing about if you work in Russia, so you can do like different contracts for several $100s, like maybe like 3, 4, 5, up to 1,000, like it's 60,000 rubles if you convert it to our local currency. How's it going? But don't expect too much out of this thing. Let's say you can plan $500 per month. That's going to be good. The next question: what I can gain out of what I can get out of working for non-Russian clients. This is the complete another topic for discussion. That's why, as you guys may have noticed, that I don't do freelancing. This is the way I decided everything from the beginning. I don't do any development for Russian clients. The reason is that if you go to Moscow, guys, and if you work there on a well-paid job, so your salary may start from $2,000, which is equal to $120,000 per month, up to $300 or even more. It's up to like several $1,000s, but it's in Moscow. So for example, if you live somewhere else, for example in Nizhny Novgorod, this is the city where I'm originally from, so the salary there would be like 80,000 rubles, which is $1.3 thousand. So this is what you do if you work for Russian clients. But if you do the same thing, if you do the same activities for like foreigners, foreign companies, I'm talking about like European countries, Germany, United Kingdom. I'm also talking about the United States, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, whatever, like all those English-speaking countries. I'm not talking about like those countries like Israel. Also, I had several really good clients from Israel. We were able to communicate in English, and I gained a lot of profit out of those countries. No matter that Israel is not like in Europe at all. But if you work for those countries, your salary is at least $20 per hour. So meaning that if you work 10 hours per day, which is most of the time, so you can work up to 14. So if you get paid hourly, so you can do crazy shifts, guys. That's why you can earn $200 per month. So if you can earn $2,000 per month, it's let's say it's from $6,000 to $8,000 per month. This is what you do. The only problem is that not all contracts are paid hourly. There are a lot of contracts that are paid fixed, and you need to rip your ass in order to finish the contract and get your payment out of this goddamn Upwork. But this is the way it is. So that's why if you have this is my lifestyle. So if you have the opportunity to work for foreigners, you need to focus on them, because the difference are just absolutely amazing. Like sometimes you can have like different simple contracts, but you just know what to do with them. So you have skills, you have all necessary ingredients in your brain in order to quickly do this project, and you can charge like $100 per hour. I had such contracts when I need to do to fix some things there at US stock market through interactive brokers. Like this is the complicated topic. I knew how to do it, and I needed to spend like 3 or 4 hours. I charged for that work like $500. It's like from 80 up to 100 per hour. That's quite a lot, but you need to be advanced in a certain sphere. That's why, guys, I strongly recommend you to focus on foreign clients. Even if you go to Moscow and work there as a Russian citizen, like regular job and sitting your ass in the office, they will ask you for English. Nowadays all this development more or less related to English. I'm not talking about reading these goddamn manuals, because you don't need any like skills for reading those documents. You can translate them, like PHP is translated into like all languages in the world, stuff like that. I'm talking about like real skills when you are able to communicate. This is really important. So you can go from 1,000 per month, you can go from 1,000 to months, you can go up to like $5,000 per month or more, only just working for foreign companies. But don't forget about that. But nowadays there are companies that are hiring people for online remote work. So they hire you, you sit at home, but you work for a company. There are a lot of businesses like that. This is not really a freelancing. This is more, it's more than a remote work, but you sit at home, but working for a company. But there you have to pass like for 2 or 3 interviews in English, coding, whatever. If you don't pass the first step where they ask you different questions, who are you, where are you from, what you do, why you are so cool. If you don't pass that step, so you won't be able to get to any other steps and to promote and to show your programming skills. That's why English is important. The question number 3, how do you pay taxes living in Russia? Indeed, how do I pay taxes living in Russia? This is a good and interesting question. It depends on these dogs are so cool. It depends on what you do, where do you live, and what do you actually spend. Because I pay no taxes. I have my PayPal accounts registered, and all these transfers, they go straight from Upwork to PayPal, and from PayPal I just pay like all my bills and get some cash like straight from PayPal. Not a big deal, because I have the bank accounts registered here in the United States, and then you quickly drop your money from PayPal to your bank account. That's it. And you can do the same thing here in any country. You can register PayPal. You can link PayPal to your bank accounts registered in Russia and drop your money there. So this is what you do. Actually, in Russia, we have this very useful and convenient thing, which is called a company for an individual entrepreneur. It's like small business company. You can register yourself as that company and be self-employed. And in this case, you're going to pay 7% tax. That's it, guys. This is almost nothing. I would say it's like 7% income tax for running a business. This is really nothing, because like here and in some European countries they pay like 25. 7 is just absolutely nothing. That's why it's up to you. Get yourself registered as an individual entrepreneur and pay 7%, and you're going to be all set. I'm not quite sure why do you need to pay taxes, because paying for your pension and like insurance is just all those things are full of crap. You don't need them, because it's just wasting time and money. But it's up to you. Or you can register a company here in the United States and also optimize your taxes and stuff like that. You can even register a company somewhere like on Virgin Islands, which are considered to be an offshore zone. There they pay no taxes at all. But there are certain requirements, and if you run like $2,000 per month, this thing is definitely not for you. The question number 4. For now, I'm looking for a stable income, 1 or 2K USD per month. Is it possible? As I already described in the question number 2, it's possible, but you need to gain right expectation in your brain. So like doing business is not stable. So like you need to balance this. If you are looking for stability, if you have a wife and like a bunch of children running all around your house, you need to pay your rent, mortgage, whatever. So you need a job. So if you go for a job, so you'll have your paycheck every month, every week. So in this circumstance, you can plan something. You can plan your life. You can plan what you do and how to live in the future. If you go for business, it's up and down. This month you can have nothing, the next month you can get rich. This is just another type of performing your activities. But if you go for freelancing or for your personal business, so of course you can get more than $2,000 per month, but also you are taking some risks. At some periods doing these activities you will have nothing. You will need to do savings, and of course if you go for business or freelancing, you have to have an account where you have at least like $5,000-$10,000 in order to go smoothly through all this procedure. That's pretty much it. Please let me know in the comments below whether this video was interesting, and I'll see you guys later.